sexual healing. All right, sexual healing. You know, there was a special that was on television, and it just it talked about how many women have been touched, molested, suffer from sexual trauma, and don't know how to express it or deal with it, and sometimes it shows up in their relationships in different ways. How does a woman start to heal from sexual trauma? Let's start there.
Well, first of all, in order for a woman to heal from sexual trauma, she needs to establish a relationship with herself first, because it's very difficult when you're in that situation to have a lover. It does. Like for me, I was married and my husband had to endure sex with me because I would feel like I was being raped every time I had sex. So I had to step back from the relationship and get inside of myself and actively heal myself before I invited another person inside of me. And so a lot of that had to do with meditation and with breathing. Now, breathing has changed my whole life because I realized that I wasn't breathing. When I was afraid, I was holding my breath. During sex, I was holding my breath. When I was excited, I was holding my breath. When I was anxious, I was holding my breath. I was always holding my breath. I didn't even know I was. But then once I learned how to breathe, I was able to move energy through my body. I was able to, and moving that energy through my body made me more fluid. So I was able to be more fluid and begin to be more comfortable with the idea of pleasuring myself, because I couldn't even masturbate. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't touch myself. Like this is too much. But then through my breath, I was able to experience. It was just like I was masturbating with my breath, with my my intentions, my energy, just feeling my energy throughout my body. So definitely having a relationship with yourself. And then even if you do have a relationship with a lover, realize that when you're healing from sexual trauma, your partner, and I've talked to men about this too, who've had women who were raped, your partner has to become the predator in order to heal you. Even if you don't even make it that way, he will begin to feel that way. The men that I've spoken to and women that I've spoken to who've dealt with a woman with sexual trauma, he has to take on that role sometime throughout the process, because when a man is inside of a woman, there are certain pressure points or points that he hits inside of her that might bring about different memories in the act, or might bring about tears. She might start crying uncontrollably and he's like, why are you crying? And it's like she doesn't know why. It's a feeling, because when you have sexual trauma, it gets stuck in your body. A lot of it in your sacral chakra, in your sexual organs. It's trapped there and it needs to be worked out. Sort of like a massage in your body. When you have tension, it needs to be worked out. In the same way, when you have sexual trauma, it also needs to be worked out. It can absolutely be worked out through penetration, but you would need a lover who would be gentle enough and know what he's doing in order to have that sort of healing take place. But when both of you are aware of what you're doing and he's hitting certain spots, those certain spots, like I said, it will release that energy. And then you'll find like, oh gosh, when you're going to the left, it's kind of like there's something right there, and then you get through it and it's like a release. She might cry or whatever the case may be, and then he can go a little bit further or move somewhere else. There will be another pocket there. He hits that pocket, then there's another release. She might start crying again or shaking or whatever, and it's very healing in that way. And so that definitely is something that needs to take place for women who have experienced sexual trauma. I say with yourself and then also with that partner, and know that he has his own because it's energetic. You know what I'm saying? So that energy he also feels. So sometimes, well, I would, from the people I spoke to, and I haven't spoken to everybody, but he does take on that role of the predator, of the comforter, of all of those things in order to assist in her healing.